Thanks for visiting Patient Weather today. I'm meteorologist Al Peterlin. I'd like to talk about the weather health stresses for May 23rd, 2026. We keep additional graphics available at tpatw.com. We also maintain a storefront on Amazon. Looking at the surface map for Saturday, looks like a lot of unsettled weather across the eastern half of the country, especially in the southern plains across the south and on up into the northeast. There is complex pattern and series of frontal systems meandering like a snake across the east, and that'll keep that unsettled weather there. As we get down to the instability lower on in the briefing, you'll see that there is that moisture flowing up into the from the Gulf, and that'll keep some showers and thunder showers, a little bit more excitement down here in the southern plains. Looking at our vitality index, you can see that we're pretty much concentrating on the same thing. Not a heck of a lot going on in the west, but lots going into the southern plains, actually extending on up even into the northern plains, but that's less active weather and more temperature pressure change. Looking at the pressure map, really very little activity going on in terms of dramatic pressure change. A little bit of rising pressure here, post-frontal area behind that unsettled weather pattern in the east, and a little bit of rising pressure trying to move away from the state of Maine. Looking at the temperature change, again, not too much excitement. Pretty stable but cool temperatures here across the east with all of the cloudiness, but at least here in the west we are seeing some blossoming in temperatures and rising temperatures back up to normal to post-normal areas. Looking at dew point again, interesting because we're not looking at change because we are so moist here in the east, but you'll see that we are picking up some rising dew point temperatures here in the west, and that is really under nice skies and very much vapor showing the same thing. On the lifted index or the instability index, we'll see what we've been talking about with that flow coming in off the Gulf, very significant up here through East Texas into Oklahoma, but really just hanging about the entire Gulf and rhyming and raiming just around the areas of Florida. Our most significant map for Saturday will be the change in oxygen availability, and you'll see we have some migraine stresses here across northern California. We have some migraine threat coming down from Vancouver into extreme western Washington state. Note that we have the risk of migraine here from San Antonio, really up to Dallas and east into Louisiana. Little bit of migraine stress in southern Georgia, and a more significant area of migraine risk here across Pennsylvania into New Jersey and on into Connecticut. The risk of asthma and arthritis here about the Texas and Oklahoma panhandle and across the the Dakotas up into northern Minnesota. A touch of activity going on here about the Missouri boot heel, and very interesting aspect for asthma and arthritis here in Ohio down into West Virginia. Thanks for visiting the patient and the weather. Your comments are appreciated, and if you hurt, tell us where you're located.